Howdy y'all, welcome to Dallas Does Makeup. This is my YouTube channel where I do makeup, 'cause it's fun. This episode is gonna be about the eyebrows. So one of my favorite ways to do makeup in a way that doesn't trigger my dysphoria, because I feel like a lot of the sort of classic makeup looks, like red lipstick or like a nice winged cat eye, they tend to trigger my dysphoria because they feel really feminine. When I was playing around makeup a couple years ago, I had all of these gorgeous eyeshadow colors that I really wanted to use, and I just wasn't using them because I wasn't putting them on my eyes. So instead, one day I was like, you know what? Makeup washes off. Let's play around. And I put eyeshadow on my eyebrows, and it turned out baller. I'm very pleased with the results, so much that colored eyebrows has kind of become a staple for me. And I've learned some tricks and tips as I go about the best way to prep your eyebrows, or like the best shades to use for eyebrows. You know, I tend to avoid, as much as I love the color yellow, yellow isn't a good eyebrow color on me because it doesn't show up as much, and it tends to get muddy when paired with like the brown that I have up here. And there's ways you can get around that by like putting down white bases, white color bases. And there's ways you can get around that by putting down like white underneath and then letting that dry and then putting color on top. But, you know, avoiding piling on product is always great, because then you're just going to end up with something that looks really sticky, or it's not going to wiggle, or it's not going to move very much. It's going to look really, it's going to be uncomfortable. You know, it's like when you block out a brow. There's just a lot of product there, and it's not something you want to wear for hours and hours and hours. But without further ado, let us do this thing. I already got, just like some skin tint on, so, you know, it's not covering everything, but it's kind of smoothed out my skin a little bit. So next what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go with my, fuck. My concealer's downstairs. Oh well. Just gonna go in with some foundation. I love eyebrows, honestly. They're such a great frame for the face, and they're such a great way to like draw attention to your eyes without having to actually wear eye makeup. They're also really convenient if you have glasses like me. It's a great way to play with some color without having to worry about, you know, like I've said before, the frames or the lenses of your glasses sort of getting in the way or distorting the effect. Which, if you have a really strong prescription, the stronger your prescription, the greater the distortion becomes. So if you're working with a lot of line work, it becomes a little bit difficult to maintain the integrity of the line through the lens of a glass. So it may look great when the glasses are off, but then when you put your glasses on, those lines become distorted because of the lens effect. And that's just kind of why I work so much with blending and with like exterior makeup looks, because I don't want my makeup to be distorted too much. You know, I have a very specific vision in mind, and that's why I do this. I got some new brushes. I mean, like, look at how, this thing just will not focus. Okay, there we go. See, it's like this tiny, tiny little line brush. I'm not using these today. I'm just excited because they finally got delivered. Like, I got this one that's, like, angled. So it's going to be really good for using, like, the corners of my eye and stuff. Like, ooh, look at that. That's just going to be so much easier. Alright, enough stalling. I'm stalling because I haven't decided how I want to do this yet. I haven't decided what color I want to use. I think I'm going to go with blue, because that's going to go so well with my shirt. Just using this Violet Voss color palette again. Going to go in with these two shades of blue right here. And I'm using two shades because with that you can create some dimensionality. I prefer them to be a little bit closer in color than they are right now, but I can work with some blending to make them fit together. And I'm going to put this light blue on the front edge of my eyebrow, and I'm going to put the dark blue here on the tail and kind of blend them together in the middle so that I get a nice little ombre effect. But before I do that, I'm taking this eye primer, and I'm putting it into my eyebrows and kind of mixing it up in there, you know? Great, I got those primed. I'm gonna get this flat top brush right here, which is very hard to find, I've noticed. Like, it's really, really hard. This is by Elf, so I got this one from Elf, and that's like one of the only places I've been able to find like an actual flat top eyeliner brush, and I prefer these to the angled ones because I feel like you get more bristles in the flat top, and it works better for the type of makeup I do. So I very much subscribe to the Bob Ross style, where I'm usually blending on my face, and I'm like pushing into my base to try to like make it meld together, and this flat edge really helps with that. But it also is nice for like detail work for eyes and everything like that. It's really nice for helping with blocking and like getting nice straight lines. And like I said earlier, I'm not gonna put any color underneath this. I'm not gonna take it white, you know. I'm gonna count on the fact that my eyebrows are cool toned. So they are brown, but they are an ashy brown. They are brown that tends to turn yellows to the green edge because they contain more blue than they do red tones. My hair is like that as well, which is why I tend to also go lighter one shade when I use brow products, is because those tend to blend a little bit better with the cool toned hair. And it doesn't look like it's cool toned right now, but that's because I'm dealing with some I'm washing out and dyeing over some old hair dye up here. So you can see the tips are still kind of a little orange, but over here, you know, it's like an ashy tone. So, all right, enough chatting, Dallas. Do the goddamn makeup. Just, see what I mean? Like that edge is just so nice for that. And I can just start shaping my brows right away like that. I'm real excited because the day that I'm recording this, today is, what's today's date? It's September 16th. Today's September 16th, 2021. And today is actually my court date. This is a good kind of court date, okay? It's okay. Everything's okay, y'all. It's a good kind of court date. Because I am going to be calling into the probate court to officially have my legal name changed. I'm very excited. Very, very, very excited. I've been waiting for this day for what feels like forever. You know, I wanted to do it, and then the pandemic hit, and then I moved cities and got laid off from my job, and there's just been one thing after another, and it's felt like I haven't had time to really become me. And now that I'm job hunting again, now that I'm doing all these makeup videos, I feel like it's really a good opportunity for me to actually explore not just the expression of who I am, but the reality of who I am. I feel like as a trans person, we spend so much energy just trying to get others to accept an expression of who we are, that we don't often get an opportunity to understand the nuances of who we are ourselves, you know? We don't get to understand the reality of ourselves as often. We're fighting so many battles all the time that we don't get as many opportunities to support ourselves. And here you can see, you know, I did the light over here, and then I did the dark behind it, and that actually makes a nice blend here through the center. I'm going to get some more of this bright color, kind of come in on these hairs. I liked using the eye primer too, because it gets the hairs a little bit sticky, so you get less fallout. And then the color sits a little bit truer as well. It's going to last a little bit longer during the day. It's going to not fade as quickly. Does mean you need to be a little bit more judicious about your mistakes, though. Now that I've got the base color down, so I'm actually going in, I'm going to get a slightly darker blue shade here, right there. And maybe it's not darker, maybe it's just brighter. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't compared them side by side yet. But I'm getting this one because I want to go in and get a nice strong line underneath my eyebrow. So I want to go like that. And just kind of use the flat edge of that to shape the eyebrow a little better. Just like that. You know, just because it's an unnatural color doesn't mean you can't be, you know, precise and purposeful in the way you apply it. This one's a little crooked, actually. Fun fact about where I live, there is a military base nearby, and they like to do F-35 testing all the time. Especially now, since we recently had a city council meeting where we were complaining about the fact that there's too much F-35 testing, because it's some definite severe noise pollution. Like, they aren't even supposed to be flying at night, and there have been times where they've been flying at like 9-10 p.m., you know? Like, I want them gone. I want them gone. Like, for what other reason could a military base be flying over the most densely populated city in the entire state, if not for showing off and for intimidation? Like, Vermont's pretty empty. If you want to have some space to test your shitty F-35 planes that the military has already decided are worthless, like, you can go fly them over all of the empty land out east, you know? Like, you don't have to be flying over fucking Winooski. You know, I was pretty vocal about that when I ran for city council here. I didn't win, but I did run. I got over 250 votes, which I'm very proud of. But you know, it was my first time running for anything. Like, any sort of political thing, and I had no idea what I was doing. I signed up the day before applications closed to run. So I honestly didn't expect to win. I'm glad I didn't win, because it would have been too much work, and I'm not in a position mentally where I feel like I could do city council work without having to step down. All I'm doing right now is just kind of cleaning up the bottom edge with some powder foundation, because I left my concealer downstairs and I'm too lazy to go get it. But also, then you won't have anything bleeding into one another, and you won't get any, like, distorted shapes or colors. As you can see, I've got some beautiful, bold blue brows. And if I ever felt like going the extra mile, you know, I could always take, like, a glitter gel or something. Urban Decay makes a great glitter eyeliner, and About Face Beauty just came out with some glitter brow gel as well, which I really want to dig my hands into, but since I'm still job hunting, I have to restrain myself. My shopping addiction is really unhappy with me right now, and I am very unhappy with my shopping addiction. So that's why I have to try to do more makeup to justify continuing to buy makeup, essentially. But I'll be right back, just gonna finish doing my face, and then I will show you how the whole thing looks. One final thing I want to add to this look. I say one final thing, and then I'm probably gonna add another thing later. So another thing I want to add to this look is this Killawatt highlighter, because, I mean, just look at this color. Oh my god. Like, have you ever seen a gold that actually looks this gold, but that also doesn't look yellow? Like, Do you know how hard it is to find a good gold makeup? You either get everything that looks like it's like gray bronze and they call it gold, or it's just like yellow. It's just like a bright yellow. That's not gold. I mean, like, yellow's great, but it's not gold. This is a Fenty one. This is the Trophy Wife by Fenty. Fucking phenomenal, because look, I get it on the brush, and then I go. Can you see that? Let me try the other side. I can't see the computer as I'm doing this, so like, but just, my God, just the, oh, honey, look at that. This stuff is no joke. Like, this stuff will get you gold. I'm just using this because it's a good foil for the blue color, but also it matches my shirt. So, kind of matching my makeup to my look today. Kind of packing that onto the lid. Just using this nice shark tooth brush for the highlighter. You know. To get me glistening. To get me a gilded look. And that's how easy the highlighter is. Just a couple swipes and you're done. Like, that's how much I love the Fenty highlighter. It just, oof, it serves. It serves some looks. Alright, last up. I think you know what I'm gonna say. Mascara. Before I do mascara, sometimes I like to just take my eye and sort of blink onto the finger a little bit to try and pick all my lashes up and separate them and like get off any dust or fuzzies or pieces of makeup that might be on there that might mess it up. And that clears my eyes out. There you have it. This is my eyebrow look. This is something I really like doing. I haven't done the eyebrow look in a while, though. I just sat down and realized that. I came to do this look and I was like, God, I hope I remember how to do this. Like, I haven't done an eyebrow color in a really long time because I've just been experimenting with so much other stuff, and it was nice to get back to basics. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's nice to be able to remember some of the stuff that really got me into alternative makeup in the first place. This is it. This is the look, y'all. I hope you like it. I'd love to know what colors y'all would use if you did this yourself, you know. Are you a blue eyebrow kind of person, or do you like greens? I've done magenta eyebrows before, and those are really cool. Purple eyebrows are great. Orange is difficult, but if you've got blonde hair, if you've got like nice pale eyebrows or something, like orange eyebrows, like a nice flame orange, you get really bright, that could be really cool, you know? The possibilities are endless. And I would love to know what eyebrow color you would wear. So leave me a comment. Let me know what color you're going to put on your eyebrows. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks for coming along for today's short little episode. So, have a good one. Bye.